Hey, what's up everyone? So how do we embed a Twitter feed on our WordPress site? Well, for me, the absolute best way is by using the custom Twitter feed plugin by Smashballoon. It looks amazing, it's highly customizable, and has a ton of really cool options to give you exactly what you want. So let's take a look at what we can do with this plugin. So here's my demo site. It's a tech e-commerce store built with WooCommerce, and if we scroll down a little bit, I've got a section here for the Vive Pro 2. And below that, I've also got the Twitter feed for HTC Vive. As you can see, there's a bunch of tweets here, which either HTC Vive have retweeted or have tweeted themselves. So there's lots of content here just below this offer, and the idea being to attract people to this offer is having content below it just to give them more information about that product or service. If we take a quick closer look at the Twitter feed itself, you can see that we've got the channel name, we've got a follow button up here, we've got also the amount of tweets that they've done and the amount of followers that they've got as well. If we look at the actual Twitter cards themselves, there's a lot of content on there. There's images, there's links to videos, there's actually videos embedded as well. Lots of content that will interest anyone wanting to buy the Vive Pro 2, but that could be any product as well. At the moment, I've got it set up to be a user timeline. That's the HTC Vive user timeline. I've also got it in a masonry grid, but you can also change it to a carousel or something like that. It just depends on the site that you have and what you want it to look like. You don't just have to have it as a user timeline either. You can have it as a hashtag, at mention, a Twitter search. There's lots of options. I'm going to show you all of them in this video as well. Now we have seen what it can do, let's roll everything back and start from the very beginning by installing the custom Twitter feed plugin and building our feed from there. So in this video, we are going to be using the custom Twitter feed Pro version of the plugin, but you're more than welcome to use the light version, which you can install through WordPress. And there are some limited features to that, but you will be able to use one template and get that feed up on your site and see how it works. And if you like what it does and you want to follow along in this video and add the masonry grid and all the other options and have it fully customizable, then you can always upgrade to the Pro version. And to do that, all you need to do is come to the Smashballoon website. The link for that is in the description below. Click the Get Started button here. That's going to take you down to the Twitter feed plugin section. Just click the Get Started button there. Just another Get Started button to press after that. And that then brings you to the pricing page. Choose the price which is suitable to your budget and your use, and then go through and start the account creation process. Once you've created an account, then log into that account and I'll meet you there. So once you've logged into your account, it's going to look very much like this. You're landed on the overview section. So you'll have the product that you've just purchased right here. All you need to do is click on the view license keys, details and download. That brings you to our download section. And I'm going to download the Twitter feed Pro plugin to my computer. Now that I've downloaded that plugin, I'm now going to copy this license key right here to my computer as well. And then I'm going to head back to my WordPress dashboard. So here I am in my WordPress dashboard. And the first thing I'm going to do is install and activate that plugin I've just downloaded from the Smashballoon website. So I'm going to do that. Let's go to plugins, hover over that and click on add new. Then right up here is the upload plugin button. Just going to click on that. Then click on the choose file button right here. Once you've chosen your file, you just click the install now button. That's going to install the plugin. Just wait a minute for that. That's installed that plugin. We're just going to click the activate button right there. Right, now we can see the plugin's activated. We can go down to the Twitter feed section here. Just click on that. And as you can see, we've got it on our website, but one thing we do need to do is add the license key. So we're just going to click on settings. As you can see, there's a license key section right here. Just paste in the license key you just copied from the Smashballoon website. Then click the blue activate button. And now we can see there's a green tick right here and the plugin is active. So then all we need to do is go back to the Twitter feeds section here. Just click on that. And this is our start page right here. So follow these steps one by one. We're going to create our Twitter feed and we're going to connect it to a Twitter account. Then we're going to customize our feed. So we're going to choose layouts, color schemes, filters, etc. And we're going to create the feed that I showed you in the example earlier. And then we're going to embed that feed in a couple of places on our website. So the first thing we need to do is click the add new button up here. And this right here is where we get to select the type of feed that we're going to show. So the one I showed you in the demo was a user timeline, but you can use hashtags. You can also show a home timeline for a Twitter account, a feed that matches Twitter searches as well, an at mention. So if you've got a product or a brand and you want to show all your at mentions from customers or anybody that's talking about you on Twitter, you can do that as well. And you can filter those down to include certain words and things like that. You can also show lists as well, and also there's the social wall feature if you have the certain type of license with Smashballoon. As I'm creating the timeline that I showed you in the demo, I'm just going to click on the user timeline and then click next. So now we have to connect Smashballoon to a Twitter account. So all you need to do is click the blue connect button here, choose your Twitter account, and then click the blue authorize app right here. Now that's connected to a Twitter account, we can choose the user timeline that we want to show. So I'm going to show the HTC Vive timeline, and once you've typed in the handle right there, you can click the next button. Here we get to choose the template we want to use for this feed. So I originally used the masonry card template. There's a carousel template, there's simple cards, there's also a showcase carousel, which is a little bit different, and there's some more as well. So I'm going to keep with the masonry card template and just go with that one, click next. So now we can fully customize how this Twitter feed looks on our site. So it looks pretty good at the moment, but there's a few things that we can do here, and I'm going to go through the options here on the left hand side of the screen. But as you can see, there is a huge preview of what we're going to see on the website, and that's amazing because we can actually see what the user is going to see, and we can see as we make changes what that's going to do to our feed. There are a few options up here as well. So we're currently in the desktop preview. There's a tablet preview as well, and then a mobile preview. So you can make sure this Twitter feed looks amazing on any device, which is fantastic. So heading over to the settings here, we're in the customize section, and we can change the template that we're currently using. So if we're not quite happy with what it looks like right now, we can change that. I'm going to keep it as it is. Underneath that is the feed layout. So let's take a look at that. First option here is how we see the cards stack up, which is basically we can have a list. So we can have that one after the other. Let's show you what that looks like. Or we can have a masonry, or if you want a carousel and you want that to scroll horizontally, we can do that as well. So I'm going to keep it to a masonry template, just like I showed you in the demo. Underneath that, we can pick the amount of columns that we want on the different device types that we have up here in the right hand side. So we can choose to have 4 columns on a desktop if we want to. I think 3 looks perfect. And then we can choose to change the tablets and the mobile versions as well. Number of tweets, we can change that to whatever we want. So we can have 12 if we want. I'm going to keep that back to 9. Then underneath that as well, we can choose the feed height for this Twitter feed. There is an option there if you want to have a specific height for this feed on the page, you can do that as well. Down here you can choose to tweak your tweet styles as well, but I'm not going to click on that just now. I'm just going to go back to this section of the customize settings. Underneath the feed layout, there is the color scheme that you can choose as well. So currently inheriting our color scheme from the theme. There is the light version, which is built in to the custom Twitter feed plugin. There's also the dark version, which looks pretty nice as well. And then you can also customize it to whatever you want. I'm going to keep mine as inherited from the theme, and then head back. Now we've got through these, we're going to go to the sections side of things, so we can fully customize this header. So if we click on this here, we can get rid of the header, so we don't even have one. Or we can have it the standard header style, and also we can change it to text if we don't want to have the header from Twitter. And we can also change that text to whatever we like as well. I'm going to keep it as the standard header style, but I am going to remove the bio from underneath that. Heading back to the sections, and now we're going to get to the tweets. So we're going to have a look at how we're going to customize these tweets. So the first thing here, we can customize the tweet style. So let's have a look at that. So at the moment we've got it set to boxed, but we can also set it to regular, so we don't actually see the boxes behind the tweets themselves. We can also change whether there's dividers or not for the individual tweets. I'm going to keep it as boxed, and I'm just going to change the border radius to round out those corners a little bit more on the individual boxes. I kind of like the box shadow, so I'm going to keep it that as it is. Then head back to tweets, and here you can edit the individual elements. These are all the individual elements you can customize on each tweet. So at the moment we can show the author name, but we can remove that. I'm going to keep that as it is. Tweet text, I'm going to show that. The date, I'm not too worried about that, so I'm going to remove that from my cards. Tweet actions, so you can see down here we can retweet or like any of the tweets. I'm going to remove that. I don't need it on my ones. Media, images, videos and GIFs. So this allows you to select the max visible images on each tweet. So we've got it set to 4, but if you set it to 1, you'll see what that will do. So each one of these has now gone to 1. And then if you put it back to max of 4, you can see there's 4 images or media on that tweet. So that's pretty handy to have, so you can customize that and have it to exactly what you want. So the retweet reply subtext, that just lets you know if this is a retweet by the user that you're showing, and that can be quite useful to anyone looking at the feed. So I'm going to leave this as it is, and the Twitter logo, I'm going to remove that from the cards as well. So heading back, now we've covered the customization of the actual tweets themselves. We can look at the load more button. So the load more button right down here, we can disable that if we don't want that. So if we want a set number of tweets to show on the page, we don't have to have a load more button, which will show more tweets. We can change the text of the button. We can also change the background color, hover state, and text color as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to pick a gray, the hover state, have a lighter gray, and then pick a white for the text color. Now, if you hover over that, it will show you a preview of what it's going to look like, which is fantastic. You can also have the infinite scroll option here. So if you've got this at the bottom of a page or on a page where you want people to just be able to see all the tweets from this timeline, you can do that as well. Heading back to the customize option as well. So we've been through all of these, and now we've just got the lightbox option right here. So you can choose to enable or disable this feature if you want. Now we've covered our customized options, we can have a look at our settings. Underneath this section, we've got options to change the source of the user timeline. So we can choose a different user timeline if we want to. We also get the option to add filters to this timeline as well. So if we want to block out certain types of words or allow specific words, so it filters the feed by them. And you can also hide specific tweets here at the bottom as well. And there are a couple of advanced options right here as well. So you can add some custom CSS to this Twitter feed. Once you're happy with the look of your Twitter feed, you click on the red save button up here at the top right. That's going to save the feed. And now we can move on to embedding this feed on our site. So to do that, I'm just going to click the embed button right here. I'm going to copy the shortcode for this feed. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the product page of the HTC Vive product on our site. So I'm going to show you how to add it via the shortcode. So if I go to the website, I head to products, and if I find HTC Vive, I'm going to click on that. So this is the product page right here, and as you can see, there's a little bit of information and related products below it. I'm going to click on edit product, and in this section right here, I'm just going to add the shortcode. Click update, and then just to check that out, we're going to click on view product, and if we scroll down a bit, we will now see our Twitter feed below the product details. So that's how to add it as a shortcode. Now we can add it to our home page. So if we click on the home page and we click on edit page, now we're on the block editor for the home page. We can head down to the section that I had it on the demo. And if I click on the block inserter here on the left hand side and search for Twitter, we can see there's the Twitter feed widget right here. We can drag that and drop it into place. Not quite dropped it in the right place. Just drop that below there by clicking that down button right there. So now we've got the product offer right there, and we've got the Twitter feed right below that as well. Once you're happy with that and how it looks on the page, just click the update button. And now the page is updated, I'm just going to click on preview in a new tab just to see how that looks. As I scroll down, we can now see that the Twitter feed is below that product offer section on the homepage. If you now have that amazing Twitter feed on your WordPress site, hit that like button. And you might also want to check out the YouTube, Instagram and Facebook feed plugins that Smashballoon also make. Here are a couple of videos up on the screen to do with them. As always, leave a comment below if you've got any questions, and make sure you subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.